happened. Jacob was gone for 20 years. Here he had a wrestling match going on. Okay? Watch this. Watch this. Jacob had already sent ahead his family, his gift. See what Jacob was getting ready to do now? He wanted to reunite with his brother Esau. So he was going to take gifts and stuff to him. So what he did was he sent his family a little bit ahead of him. Okay? And Jacob kind of stayed overnight at this place. He was all by himself. I don't know if he sent them ahead so if Esau saw him that he would see the gifts first and kind of soften his heart. I'm not sure, the word didn't say that. Or I don't know, Jacob was so scared he wanted to stay by himself and get himself together before he met his brother because he didn't know what to expect, right? And he rose up that night and took his 2 wives and his 2 women servants and his 11 sons and passed over the ford Jabbok. And he took them, his family, and sent them over the brook and sent over that he had. Everything he had, he sent with him. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. Watch this. Jacob had sent everybody before him, right? Okay. And he sent them across that brook, which crosses the Jordan, about 30 miles north of the Dead Sea. I learned that a little bit of research. Okay, so Jacob was going to meet Esau, and so he was taken, which amount to well over $100,000 in gifts. Okay, animals included. He stayed over by himself, and then the angel of the Lord met him. Now think about this. The desert is a dark and spooky place. Can you imagine being by yourself and somebody grab you? And you don't know if it's a robber, you don't know what it is. So Jacob started wrestling. The Bible says Jacob wrestled. We probably would have fought. Remember, Jacob didn't grab God, God grabbed Jacob. Sometimes God grabs us to bring us out of ourselves, thinking we don't need him. Listen to the story real good, okay? Remember, Jacob was a schemer, okay? God had to wrestle him, okay, into submission. See, God had to grab us sometimes to break us down. So he grabbed him into submission to show him that he is his own enemy. Sometimes we're not fighting nobody else, we're fighting ourselves. Amen. Okay, that's why the message last Sunday was what? Take the struggle out. Okay, that he is his own enemy, not everybody else. We're like Jacob at times. We think that the enemy is out there somewhere. We think it's our mates, we think it's our parents, we think it's our circumstances. We cry, God help us. God, tell them to leave us alone. When we have to really know that the enemy is what? In us. Sometimes in us. Our flesh, our self-righteousness, our thinking that nobody can tell us anything, our deceit, our scheming, our flesh controlling our lives. Somewhere in our struggle, we have to realize what part we play in the attack that we are experiencing. Everything ain't the devil. Right. Do you know that God could have crippled Jacob? He could have crippled him. But what he did like this. Do you know why he did it? Because Jacob wouldn't stop. You ever met some stubborn people won't stop? Just keep on doing. You tell them to stop, they won't stop. So God did like this. Make them stop. He could have crippled them. But Jacob just kept on. All night just fighting. And God said, he said, right? Okay, so sometimes God just got to he wrestled maybe to get exhausted. He thought that God thought that maybe he would get exhausted, but he wouldn't. So that he would know that he couldn't win. No matter how strong, how smart, how rich we are, we can't win without God. Amen. But old stubborn Jacob wouldn't stop. By thinking God realized that Jacob wouldn't stop, I'm kind of reading my old crazy handwriting. He poked him in his hip. I already told you that. I hope you can hear what I'm saying in this hour. 32 and 30 says what? Genesis 32 and 30 says what? It says, and Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, means the face of God. For I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. Meaning, Jacob would never be the same again. Once you had that personal encounter with God, you would never be the same again. Never. Okay, so it says, sometimes because we won't stop fighting, God will let us fight all night. You hear people say, I've been up all night fighting. I've been up, yeah. Because you won't stop, so he's going to let you be restless. Okay? Okay, be fighting all night. Be thinking you're getting the word from God. No, he's saying, stop it. God will let us fight sometimes. He will let us fight so that we can see how stubborn we are. Watch this. God told Jacob, let me go before daybreak. That's what he's saying. He said, let me go before daybreak. By now, Jacob realized who God was. See, it come a time, you're going to realize who he is. He is like, and then here you go. When he found out who God was, he been fighting all night. He said, I'm not going to let you go till you bless me.
Amen. That's right.
Sometimes you just got to say, I'm God. No, I ain't going to let you go. You got to bless me in this mess. Okay, in this journey, you got to bless me. Yes. 32:27 say what? It says, and he, the Lord said unto him, what's your name? And he said, Jacob. What's your name? Somebody say that. Who said that? Where my baby at? Oh, Lord. That one back there. That one back there. I'm going to answer. She's listening, ain't she? Right. She heard her pastor talking. Do you think that God didn't know who Jacob was?
Jacob.
Jacob over there. Did you think God didn't know who he was, Jacob? He wanted what? God wanted truth. That's why sometimes I say you got to be transparent. Tell the truth. Confess who you are. Jesus. When you do that, it tells your character. Are you a liar? Are you a schemer? God wants us to confess it. He knows. He already knows. God is going to break us so that we can walk with a limp. Sometimes he got to break us down. Jesus. My message, when God breaks us, here's my message for today. When God breaks us, don't be ashamed of your limp. Amen. Wow. Okay. Whatever you look like, be happy in Jesus because you know what you went through to get there. Don't be ashamed of your limp. Sometimes it ends up in a limp. You don't have to be ashamed. Hang on to God. That's what Jacob did. Right. I'm not going to let you go till you bless me. Amen. Hang on in there. Hang on in there. Jacob wanted Esau's blessing, but instead he got blessed by God. Right. We must understand we can't use God. We must submit to God. Right. God cannot be manipulated. Let me close with this because I know we got communion today. Let me close with this. This really blessed me. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. When God changed your name, you can face your so-called giant. Jesus. Amen. When you know who you are, you can step in it. Yes, right. When he changed your name, when you know that you have been with God and you're not who you used to be, you can face your giant. Yes. Head on. And you will see that the giant is not a giant. And the so-called giant heart has been changed. Listen, have no fear. Jesus is here. Well, when you see that giant, step to him. Yes. Don't be scared of him. Yep. He's not a giant at all. And if he is a giant, you got what you need. Yeah. Come on, Pastor, say that. Jacob couldn't run away. He couldn't run any longer from his brother. He had to face that giant. This blessed me right here. This blessed me right here. Whether it's flesh, money, court hearing, sickness, whatever, face it and watch God. Remember I told y'all last week, sometimes you may need to take a pill to calm down. Yeah. Face that giant. Right. You walking around here crazy and ziggity boo. I pray for you, lay hands on you, still spinning. Get a pill for a minute. Calm yourself down. Amen. People around here, schizophrenic. How you doing? I'm blessed and highly flavored. No! Blood pressure up there. Yeah. Get something to calm you down until we get balance. Right. Don't let nobody tell you you don't need something. And in the night hour, you flipping and dipping and jumping, about to jump out the window, and they sleep. Okay, well, that's right. That's right. Get something to calm you down. Yeah. and I was so blessed by it, and God is teaching me because I wrestle with God in areas with when he put me on a platform with dignitaries and stuff. Sometimes I try to take a low road. And God said, I created you. And the Holy Ghost in you is going to teach you. And so I had to have an experience a couple of weeks before that so I could tell them, sometimes you got to just settle down. You can't be afraid of people, afraid of titles because they doctors and lawyers and all that. You somebody. Your daddy is greater than anything. And we went on that radio platform and God blessed it, and none of them act better than nobody else. And we talked about depression. We talked about people, blood pressure and stuff. Sometimes you got to take something. Right. So you can get balance. Right. Amen. And it was so blessed. And Cynthia, can I tell what you said? Because she put it on Facebook. She was saying, my pastor walked past me, and my pastor looked at me and told me to hold my head up. Told me to be encouraged. Said my pastor didn't know I suffer with depression. My God. But she encouraged me. Yeah. The question came to me, how do you know in the spiritual sense? We got clinical doctors here that knows. We got other doctors here that know. How do you know as a spiritual person when somebody is depressed or when somebody is sad? I said, I trust the Holy Spirit in me. Right. Amen. God has given me a discernment to recognize. Right. I don't have all the answers, but I obey him, and he take care of the rest. I said, that's why God has started sending people in the natural in here to help me when I can't get it all in the spirit. Say, for instance, if somebody gets sick in here, and I can pray and pray and pray, and they might need something more than the prayer right about now. Right. Sugar could be all over the place. Yeah. So I got a nurse right here. Raise your hand, Elder Sonia. And Ora just left. Found out the other day she a nurse. So now I can call a nurse. Come and help me. Yeah. Right. What else I need to do? Right. One time somebody's nose was bleeding. I'm old school. I go get the paper towel. You know how to put the brown paper on the tongue. Elder Sonia said, Pastor, don't do that. No, I was squeezing the nose, wasn't I? She was like, Pastor, don't do that. I thought that's what you do. You said, no, because they can hear me, child. Did you say they could? You told me not to touch their nose. Why you tell me not to? She gets so scared when I be telling her on the way. She's a nurse. She told me not to hold her nose. She gonna say, I don't know. I ain't seen one. Go back and get it. Don't be scared. This your pastor. We just confirm it in the spirit. Okay? You good. Okay, so where's Christina? You're a counselor. You're a drug, what are you? Tell me what you are. A sponsor. You're a sponsor, right? But God told me the promotion was 2 handmaids. And he put the handmaids and their children foremost, and Leah and their children. Okay, so he was sending everybody in sections to go meet his brother Esau. Right. Okay, and he passed over before them and bowed himself to the ground 7 times until he came near to his brother. Okay, watch this. And Esau ran to meet him and embraced him and fell on his neck and kissed him, and they wept. Now watch this. I read somewhere it says, men didn't run in Esau's culture. By him running, he was breaking tradition. Amen. Okay? And he kissed him, and they wept. Right. Okay? Kiss represents forgiveness. Say that. Okay? So don't be kissing on people if you haven't forgiven them. Kiss means forgiveness. All right? And he lifted up his eyes and saw the women and children, all that. Y'all keep reading, And he said to Jacob, this is what Jacob said to Esau. He said, what is the meaning of all these droves which I met? And he said, Jacob, these are to find grace in the sight of my Lord. He wanted to give him these gifts for peace. And Esau said, I have enough. My brother, keep that you have unto yourself. See, sometimes you think you're going to lose, but you end up winning. Yeah. When you obey. Yeah. When you just do what God say. Yeah. Come to yourself. I don't care how long it takes. You know you was wrong. Admit you was wrong and move forward. Amen. That's just real simple. But the struggle comes when we don't want to admit that we played a part in the drama. Amen? Okay, so remember I said the part about you end up going, separating and still probably with the same mindset. Now we can study this later. I'm just going to read this part right here. And Jacob 17th verse, 33. And Jacob journeyed to Succoth, and built him a house, right? And made booths for his cattle. Therefore, the name of the place is called Succoth. Okay? And Jacob came to Shechem, a city of Shechem, which is the land of Canaan, when he came from Padan Aram, and pitched his tent before the city. And he brought a partial of a field where he had spread his tent at the land of the children of Hamor, Shechem, father, for 100 pieces of money. Okay. And he erected there an altar and called it what he called it. Okay. So what am I saying? Still, Jacob, instead of going with Esau after they had connected together, he went to a place that God didn't even tell him to go. Jacob did. Still went somewhere else. So see, in his mind, he still ain't following order. Right. Instead of following, he went somewhere God didn't even tell him to go that way. Here's the sin that fell to the family. That 34th chapter, when you start reading about, and Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bore with Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. And all, you know them words, and the son of Hamor and Hivites, prince of the country, saw her. He took her and laid with her and defiled her. Read that story. Stop. Read it. Jesus. Read the story. It's a lot to that story. It's a lot to that story. It's a lot to it. Stuff will continue to happen. Generational curses are real. Yes, they are. There's always somebody in that next generation don't understand what happened in this generation. Right. Okay? So that's why we as intercessors, we got to be, we as people of God has to be so alert and wise and repentive and always searching our hearts. No, we're not perfect. And until Jesus come back, we're going to do some stuff that won't please him. That's why the blood cleanses us. But don't premeditate. Don't keep thinking you're going to get away with stuff. There's consequences for the decisions you make. You can choose to do whatever you want, but you don't choose your consequences. Amen. You don't get to pick the good consequences. Okay? Amen. So what's the scripture say? I'd rather fall in the hands of God than to fall in the hands of man. Amen.